Panzer J back, about to commence with Germany turn 2.1 in Operation Live and Let Die. Fighting Irish just finished off turn 1 with the USA and the KMT. So before I get into what Germany's going to do here on 2.1, just want to do a quick recap from the Axis perspective on turn 1. I thought it went pretty well for the most part. Engaged in a little bit of combat. Germany went ahead and annexed Austria, which is typical. Also in the Spanish Civil War, the German-backed nationalists went ahead and took Navarre, and they didn't suffer any casualties, so that was good. They also were successful on their recruitment roll, so got an extra man in Spain. Italy also had some success. They went into Abyssinia. I did lose 2 infantry in the process, but Abyssinia was building up pretty quickly. It already had 2 infantry and 2 militia, so it was definitely time to go into Abyssinia right on turn 1, and that was successful for Italy. Japan didn't do a whole heck of a lot. They didn't engage in any combat, just moved some stuff around, and that was really about it. So the good news for the Axis on turn 1 was in Spain and Abyssinia. The bad news was when it came to tech. So Germany had 4 tech rolls. They hit on just 1 of 4. And then Japan and Italy were both 0 for 1. So starting to slip behind in terms of tech already after turn 1. So hopefully here on turn number 2, the Axis can kind of get on the positive when it comes to tech rolls. So speaking of tech rolls, we're going to go ahead and roll Germany's. Now they get 5 this turn. They have 4 major complexes on the board, but then they also get their 1 free tech roll per turn. So we got 5 tech rolls to do for Germany. We're going for the same 4 techs that we tried for on turn 1: advanced artillery, advanced mechs, wartime economy, and improved factories. And then the 5th tech we're going to go for is long-range aircraft. So all 5 of these techs require a roll of 7 or higher. So let's go ahead and go for, starting in descending order, we'll go ahead with advanced artillery first. And we got an 8, so we succeeded there. Then we're going to go for advanced mechs, and this would move advanced mechs up to stage 2. And we got a 9, so we succeeded there. Then we're going to go for long-range aircraft. Again, I need a 7 or higher. 11, so that's 3 for 3 for Germany. Then we're going to go for wartime economy, another 7. 10, wow. 4 for 4. And then finally, improved factories, another 7. And 8, wow. So I guess that makes up for turn 1. So Germany got all 5 tech rolls for this turn. So let's go ahead and put our German markers on that. So advanced artillery now is at stage 1. Advanced mechs went up to stage 2. We got long-range aircraft stage 1. We got wartime economy stage 1. And we got improved factories stage 1. So the tech chart definitely looks a lot better for the Axis right after Germany's turn here. So let's go ahead now on to purchases for Germany. So much like with Italy on turn 1, I don't really want to make this purchase. I'm not completely behind it, but I feel like I have to. So we're going to go ahead and spend $10 and send another fighter to Spain. So that's this fighter here. That's 10 of the $23. Germany has 23 total to spend. So there's 10. Then these two chips here are cavalry, and they're going to be placed in a territory that already has a cavalry piece there. So that's why I picked out two chips. So the cavalry are $3 a piece. That's up to 16. This chip here is a towed artillery piece. And again, it's going to go in a territory that already has artillery down. So that's why I picked a chip. That's 4. So that's a total of $20. And that's what Germany is spending this turn. And then they're going to go ahead and save $3. Now, this sub and destroyer that I've got over here are from turn 1. They were already in the place unit box on the production chart, and I forgot to place them. So I'm placing them here on turn number 2. So that's it for Germany's purchases. Now let's get into combat. And not much is going to go on in terms of combat. Going to go ahead and bring one of these infantry that's in Austria up one spot here to Bohemia. So that now annexes Bohemia for the Germans. They get possession of that light armor and that medium factory, and they go up $1 because of the value of the territory, but it also bumps both the French and the British up $1 as well. So that's it for German combat moves. As far as the nationalists go, because again, this is a simultaneous turn for Germany and Nationalist Spain, they are actually not going to make any combat moves this turn. I was thinking of possibly going into Catalonia, but I've since thought better about it. Instead, we're just going to maneuver some units around on the non-combat portion of the turn, and that's it. And Germany, again, isn't engaging in any combat besides the annexation of Bohemia. So let's go ahead and do non-combat. So the remaining infantry that was in Austria is going to go over and come into Bavaria. Okay, so we're going to put another infantry down there in Bavaria. Okay. The mountain infantry that was in Austria is going to also move up 1 to Bavaria. Then we've got this medium bomber is going to fly over 1, 2 to East Germany. Okay, so we'll put him there. The fighter that's in Berlin is going to fly over 1 to West Germany. And that's it for non-combat moves for the Germans. The ships are going to stay where they're at in the 2 ports there. Then as far as the nationalists in Spain, I had 3 artillery pieces here in Leon Castile. I already separated them. They were in a stack of 3. They're now in a stack of 2 and 1. So we're going to send 2 of the artillery, 1 space over to Navarre. Okay. Also, 1 of the infantry in Leon Castile is going to move over to Navarre, where there's already 1 infantry. Okay. Then the fighter that the Italians lend-lease is going to move up 1 space to Leon Castile. Okay. These 2 ships, the transport and the cruiser, are going to move up 1 sea zone to 33. Okay. And that's it for non-combat moves. I'll also go ahead and switch out the light armor in the medium factory with black German ones here in a little bit. So then as far as unit placement goes, we've got the fighter that was Lend-Leased. So now we're placing that in Leon Castile. So that is the third fighter now that's there. We are also going to take the sub and the destroyer from the place units box and go ahead and place the destroyer in C-Zone 3. And the sub is going to go here in C-Zone 13. Okay. And then finally, we have our two cavalry and our one towed artillery piece. So these are all going in East Germany. So we already have a cavalry and an artillery down there. So let's go ahead and put the two cavalry that we purchased along with the one that was there. And then the towed artillery piece goes down there in East Germany as well. So just to recap, so that it makes it easier for my opponents to follow, we've now got in East Germany 3 cavalry, 2 artillery, 3 infantry, and a medium bomber. Okay. In West Germany, there's a light armor, artillery, 2 fighters, and 2 infantry. In Bavaria is 4 infantry, a mountain infantry, and an artillery. And then in C-Zone 3, we got a coastal defense ship, a transport, a light cruiser, a destroyer, a torpedo boat destroyer. And in C-Zone 13, we've got 2 subs, a coastal sub, and a torpedo boat destroyer. Everything else is pretty much stayed where it was. And then finally in Spain, in Navarre, we've got 2 artillery, 2 infantry, and a cavalry. And then in Leon Castile, we've got 2 infantry, an artillery, and 3 fighters. And that's it for a recap of the movement. And then as far as income goes, Germany went up another $1, so they're up to $23. And they they saved $3 from the turn, so they'll have a total of $26 to spend on turn number 3. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Global War 36 enthusiast. He is going to do the common turn, and we'll see you back on Japan turn 2.3. Thanks for watching, guys.